Yo, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Wes. Welcome back to the channel. Today is Kaiju Thursday, and so it is time for another Kaiju number 8 chapter review. Today we are picking up with chapter 79, and poor little Kikoru is still running number 15's fade. Nobody has hope for this girl. Not Kurusu, not Itami, even Kikoru is probably like, damn, I'm about to get folded out here on camera for everyone to see. 15 begins hurling large piles of junk at her, and at this point it really just feels like she's toying with her food because none of the debris she's using seems large enough to outright kill Kikoru, but it's gonna hurt like hell. The assault forces Kikoru to use the special ability that Numbers Weapon 4 has yet again to get out of the way, and just as everyone is relieved to see that she just got out of dodge, number 15's like, nope. You get your butt right back in this blender. You ain't leaving yet. 15 grabs Kikoru by the face and quietly says, "Too slow, little Kikoru," does a partial transformation and blows Kikoru away like she's a small speck of dust. I ain't gonna lie, even though it's painful to watch homegirl get tuned up like this fight is still hype. And I like that this chapter isn't just an immediate turnaround of fortunes for the protagonist, really showing off just how formidable number 9's army is currently. Getting back to events at hand, the right arm of Numbers Weapon 4 gets heavily damaged. Harkening back to what happened in Isao's showdown with 9, I specifically remember the same thing happening to his arm while using Numbers Weapon 2. Just like I predicted, Kurusu is still feeling guilty over not being helpful enough to support Isao before his death at the hands of 9. He laments this and refuses to see the exact same thing happen to Isao's daughter, saying, "I couldn't save Director General Shinomiya. I'll be damned if I let his daughter die too." But at this point in time, he might as well just shut up, because if I'm Kikoru, I'm screaming, "Hell! Get off the dang mic and come help!" Yo, it just keeps getting worse and worse for my girl, because on top of all of the injuries she sustained in the previous chapter, now she is rocking a damaged right leg, the left side of her armor is donezo, her ribs and arms are even more fractured than before, and her internal bleeding is spreading faster than ever. Help! Someone help! Mayday, mayday! You know, that might have to be the name of this video, because holy crap, this is not looking good. I mean, dang, Matsumoto, how do you really feel about Kikoru? Sheesh. And guys, that's not even the cherry on top of this crap smothered sundae. The Weapon 4 suit can't even passively heal its user anymore. And in case y'all forgot, that means no more using the suit's kaiju muscle fibers to close up wounds. Dark Kikoru ain't out here playing games. This isn't even a fight. It is well and truly a slaughter by this point. Nothing Kurusu does from his end to maintain weapons number 4 seems to be working, since number 15 is breezing past its shields while it's at maximum output. So at this point, both Kurusu and the Director General call it quits on Kikoru taking this thing down on her own, and Itami opts to lower the headquarters defenses in an attempt to send aid to Kikoru, which is a smooth brain choice in my opinion, because that just frees up number 9 to come in and clap everyone for free. Who am I kidding? He's probably gonna do that anyway, but we'll save that for another day. Kikoru is just too important to the future of the Defense Force because of what she can become. This is a bit of a running theme with Kikoru's character. We keep hearing about her potential as a first-year Defense Force rookie, her potential to outshine Isao, her potential to surpass Hikari, and even Captain Narumi. So even if it costs them the lives of a few troops, Itami is willing to make that trade. Just as Itami is giving the command, Kikoru hops on her mic like, "Hey, wait, please hold up. I can do this. I'm gonna clutch up." She says that number 9 wouldn't hesitate to take advantage of a crack in headquarters defenses if they go through with that order. She stands up and reassures command that she will subjugate number 15 and that she's close to doing it. At first I was thinking, oh man, the poor girl has gone delirious from all of the blood dripping from her noggin, but nevertheless, Itami and Kurusu notice that Kikoru's unleashed combat power has not dropped one bit during this entire beatdown. It's still a whopping 88%, and Kikoru is so close to catching up that she can see her. Now here's where we get introduced into what will likely end up being a plot device, and it makes so many more questions pop up now that it's here. Poor Kurusu, he's just so confused by what Kikoru is even saying. But interestingly enough, the Director General understands what she's referencing, even though he's shocked himself. Apparently, Kikoru can see ghosts. More specifically, not ghosts per se, but visions of her mother, Hikari Shinomiya. Thankfully, we get a flashback from Kikoru to help us make sense of it all. One day, while taking a break from her training with Captain Narumi, Kikoru mentions that she's been experiencing visions of her mother, Hikari. Narumi states that what she's witnessing is a ghost. It's a very rare phenomenon that occurs when a weapons user begins wearing the suit of their predecessor. He mentions a Captain Akutsu from the Northern Division documenting the same occurrence in the past, and this leaves me wanting to know exactly who this Captain Akutsu is, or even if they're still around to talk to. The reason behind these phantom visions is that numbers weapons carry memories within the core of the kaiju that was used to create the weapon to begin with. I'm going to make the observation and theory that these visions likely will intensify and become more clearly defined as the weapon users sync up with the suit and raise its unleashed combat power closer to the maximum. We cut back to the present battle and Kikoru sees visions of Hikari Shinomiya right in front of her. She's never been able to catch up to her mother's phantom, not the speed and accuracy of her movements, nor the strength behind each of the blows she could deliver. By the way, notice the random panels of Narumi sparring with Kikoru back when she was training? I had no idea that they locked them both in a room together with random kaiju that they captured. Yo, that is actually nuts. By the way, I have to make a quick amendment to this review. So apparently Kikoru is actually seeing kaiju number 4 itself and not just a random kaiju during training. But not to get off track, Kikoru notes that the gap is small and she is steadily closing it inch by inch. She's clumsily dodging attacks from 15 that her mother's phantom can easily outmaneuver. By following Hikari's phantom, she is creating gaps in number 15's offense that will finally allow her to counter. And before we know it, heck, before kaiju number 15 even knows it, Kikoru finally manages to draw blood with the very scratch that 15 told her she wouldn't have been able to land in the first place. This surprises 15 for a second before she brushes it off as a simple fluke that won't ever happen again and goes in for yet another attack. Only this time, Kikoru dodges the attack cleanly. I'm talking not a single wasted movement with how smooth that dodge was. I'm thinking I might title this video Ultra Instinct Activated instead, or maybe Kaiju Instinct Activated, since that's quite literally what's happening right now. Kikoru remarks that she will surpass Hikari, and it won't be someday, but right here and right now. Whoo boy, this chapter was flames. It's a level 10 chapter for your boy. Matsumoto had some world building going on and he didn't immediately turn things around for Kikoru this chapter. Nobody came to her aid as of yet, like many in the community predicted. Well, unless you count Hikari's ghost as backup, but that's reaching. So all of you goofies who said that this fight was going to be predictable and pull out a power of friendship trope, which by the way, Kaiju number 8 has never done since it began, well then, I'm gonna need y'all to have that humble seat. Not only that, Matsumoto raised the value of what the numbers weapons can do and, by extension, managed to create a few other mysteries surrounding the suits themselves and who their previous operators were. We know that weapons number 6 and 10 don't have any predecessors since Reno is the first compatible troop and weapon 10 is newly created. But that still leaves weapons numbers 1, 3, 5, and 7. Then there's the mention of Captain Akutsu by Narumi that begs the question, was this person a numbers weapon wielder in the past, or are they presently still active on the force? It also lends some credence to the theory that most of the community can agree upon when it comes to the phantom that Kafka sees back at Ryune's shrine in chapter 66, I think? There's just no way this isn't somehow linked. We are one small step closer to understanding just what Kaiju number 8 is exactly because of this chapter. I loved how the artwork flowed during the chapter too. Unlike with certain manga at times, Matsumoto always does a good job of cleaning up his panels so that readers can visualize the movements of the characters. And I don't feel like any time was wasted. This fight doesn't feel like it's dragging on at all. Things always seem to be progressively happening. So yeah, 10 out of 10 banger chapter for Kaiju number 8 this week. And it's a special moment because this is the first time I think I've ever given out a 10 as a rating for the 7 chapters of this manga that I've reviewed so far. So here's to hoping that there are many more like it in the near future. Anyway, if you folks enjoy this kind of content from me, then give this video a like, that will be greatly appreciated. Consider subscribing and click the bell so that you never miss an upload, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Alright, God bless, peace.